Die, puny humans. You cannot defeat me. Hello everyone, and welcome to Money's Worth. This time, I bought Topple Tactics on Steam for €6.82, but since the game usually costs €9.75, I will be using that as the baseline price. So I'm going to play it for 10 hours. When I'm done, I'm going to rate it on gameplay, content, and Money's Worth. I will play the game for 10 hours and be back with my ratings. And I'm back. I have now played Topple Tactics for 10 hours. Let's get into the review. There are two types of gameplay. One, where you are the mega and you have to place traps to kill as many runners as possible so they don't reach the end and damage you. The other is to be a runner and try to reach the end so you can damage the mega. As a runner, you have to make a build that will counter the mega's traps. You can buy items and stats that complement each other. So you can buy the walk speed stat and decrease it with boots. You can buy knockback resistance and match it with the knight helm to be very resistant to knockback, and at some point traps won't do a lot to you. Most builds work if you max them out, which will make you unstoppable. Items have an upgrade tree and you have to choose what way to go. You can use the knight helmet to be very resistant to traps. The ninja headband gives you a dash so you can skip traps and sections of the map. And there are many other fun ways to build your runner. You can also reset everything, getting 80% of your Topple tokens back to try something new if your build doesn't work. To become the mega, you have to win a small elimination game in the lobby before going into a level. In true Fall Guys style, you have to stay on the platform where sections of the ground will fall at a steady rate. The last man standing will be the mega. As the mega, you start off with a small amount of tokens to place a few traps. Over time you get more tokens, but at first it is very limited and you have to spend them carefully. Later on you gain a lot more tokens so you can build and upgrade better traps, but the runners will be stronger and more resistant to the traps. Most traps work in either two ways, pushing or pulling. The only exception is the ice trap that makes the ground slippery. By combining pushing and pulling, you can make some very hard traps to avoid. I found it to be fun to be both the mega and the runner, since everyone plays differently and new builds have to be made to win as fast as possible as a runner. With that being said, every maxed out build will be almost impossible to stop, and therefore the game will end eventually. While you're here, consider supporting me by subscribing. Thank you. There are 4 different levels to playing. One level has elevated platforms, another a narrow pathway you have to balance on. They complement different runner builds and different mega builds, and it is fun to play around with. As a runner, you can make different builds and learn how to use them for the different levels. And once you get a hang of what builds to make, it is very hard for the mega to make a good defense. As a mega, you can play around with different trap setups, but the limited tokens makes it a bit hard since you have to be the mega many times to effectively try out new builds. Sadly, the game doesn't have dedicated servers. Sometimes, if the host doesn't get to be the mega, they leave the game and you will disconnect. I found it best to make my own servers and have people join that. Also, there aren't a lot of players, so it can be hard to get a full lobby. The gameplay is fun and challenging. There are a few bugs here and there, some being a little game breaking. I think the game will be most fun if you can get a group of friends together and play it as a group. Overall good gameplay, but it has some flaws. I will rate the gameplay a 3 out of 5. Since you can be both the mega and a runner, the game offers a lot of content. You can be the mega and a runner in 4 levels, and they play quite differently. Though I'm not sure I would have played this game for the full 10 hours if it wasn't for this video. I will rate the content a 3 out of 5. Topple Tactics comes at a price of just under €10. I think the price is alright since the game runs okay and there are many ways to play both the runners and the mega. If there were dedicated servers, it would be a lot easier to find and finish a game. I rate the Money's Worth a 3 out of 5. I hope you found out if Topple Tactics could be your money's worth. If you want to see some gameplay from Topple Tactics, watch this video where I play the first hour of the game. You can also look through my other videos to see if you can find games that will be your money's worth. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.